Hello and welcome to episode 15. Um, the first thing I wanted to start off with today was an enormous thank you to people because without your support I wouldn't be able to do this. And I suppose you're wondering at this moment, why am I getting so soppy? Well, over the past few weeks, people have been asking me to explore and take an interest in Patreon. It's a website where people can be sponsored to do creative work that they feel that they want to give to people. And in doing so, I finally gave in yesterday as the time of this recording, and made a Patreon page. Within the 24-hour space from the time that I set up, I have now reached a goal that I never actually thought people would take an interest enough to actually give me. And that's just amazing. That is literally just amazing that that there is that much willingness to give an interest in the work that I do, and I'm so thankful for that. And I just wanted to say, even if you're not a Patreon supporter, even if you're just here and you watch my videos, like my videos, you're subscribed, even if you haven't, but you watch them, thank you so much, because the support means everything. And it means that I can continue to do this. So, thank you again. But with that out of the way, I think we should get started on some fun stuff. I decided to skip moving day, and have instead decided to just move in, because I didn't think you guys wanted to watch me move in again, or move the stuff again. So here we have our eMeshes stuff. Here's that remote I/O that charges my gear. I've moved it all into here. And this is an exact crafter, I'll go over that in a second. All the new storage, it's a little more tidy now. Not so Sorenish. You got your magic and your tech and your mob and your organic, and then I've got the magical crop stuff. I've even set myself up with a ender chest, which gives me a translocator in between, which at the moment, this whole setup is very temporary, but basically anything I put into this ender pouch in my inventory right now will be put into this chest here to pile up, and it means that I can go mining for longer. I moved all the barrels, I moved the smelter in here, it goes up into the roof. It's not actually shorter. The other thing that I did is I installed tubes, which might go into, I'm just trialing it right now, I really liked it, but it might go into the next version of the Raxpack, because it's really cool. Basically, if any of you remember the tubes or conduits or whatever you want to call them from Red Power, the item ones, this is how these act. And these ones in particular are, as you can see in Whaler up there in the top left, fluid extraction tubes. So these tubes, in fact, work with both items and liquids at the same time, but you need the specific extraction or input in order to do it. So what else? And again, that's just part of that. Taking thermal expansion out where I can and only using it when I have to. So we have an exact crafter, which is basically a mini AE system, AE crafting system. So I know that there is a way to, if I put, okay, let me start again. Say I put 4 wood in there. It's only a ghost image, but that ghost image says you're making a crafting table. And if there's wood in my inventory, now I can pull out crafting tables, right? And I can keep doing that as much as that there is materials in this area. And in fact, if I had a chest here, it would pull materials from that chest. Any side touching this crafter, it would pull materials from them. There is a way to clear it without clicking on all the spaces, but I can't remember what it is. So for now I'm just skipping that. The other thing is that you can save recipes. You create recipe chips. And recipe chips are 3 iron, 1 redstone, and 2 gold nuggets, but it gets you 16 blank recipe chips. And these recipe chips, if I put a recipe chip into here, you can see that it doesn't have a recipe in it. But if I said I want crafting table, the blank recipe chip now has this check mark next to it, which means that I can now save that to the recipe chip. Crafting table. Cool. Now I have a crafting table recipe. But if I also hold shift, I can see all my programmed recipes. And as you can see here, I've programmed these to make it easy for me to make storage upgrades, because they're a pain sometimes. So that's why it's sort of like a mini AE system. Secondly, because I made that, I also made one of these, which is a very simple recipe again, just one of those recipe chips, 3 iron and a crafting table, and now I have a portable 3x3 recipe grid. And there was also a fluid extraction recipe in there. It works the same. It will use all of the materials from my inventory and not just the ones that I put into this crafting space up here. I can also load chips in if I have them. So yeah, that's cool. This is a plastic block. It's from the Tubes mod. Tubes mod's pretty cool. I like it. It doesn't do energy, but it does do fluid and item at the same time, and I like that. I'll have a lot of use for that in the future. Alright, so... Oh, I don't have my clipboard on me. What do we want to do today? Today I was thinking we would start on Thorncraft. So we'll put that in there. Thaumaturges work. Thaumaturges place. So yeah, we're going to make a Thaumaturges place, and we can tick off technology and magic wing now. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to design this room pretty intensively. I'm also, so I'm going to cut the camera for a bit while I work that out, and I'm going to do that in a painting program. I'm just going to pixel that, basically as a bird's eye view. It helps me plan it out. The reason I want to do that is because Thorncraft, I want the room to be kind of like the way it will be forever. So it's going to fit all the junk and things that I need in it. And then I'll come back and shape it out with ye old trusty hammer. But it'll be off in this area, in that direction, I think. And then Ars Magica, the Ars Magica area will be across from it this way. But I'm going to just pause for a moment and cut. And then I'm going to go do that in my painting program. And then I'll be back to time lapse it for you. I always get that wrong. Anyway, see you soon. Okay, it's been about 30 minutes, but we need to go about 24 blocks in this direction from a relatively nice starting point, which I'm going to arbitrarily pick as being like, I don't know, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 from here, turn around, take that, so 24 blocks from this point. So I'm going to dig out the tunnel 24 blocks that way, and I'll see you when I get back. Okay, so this 24 blocks that I've picked out will make sense soon, but we need another 7 because I need to make room for the doorway to the Filmcraft room. So that's what I'm going to dig out now while I'm talking to you, and then we'll begin on the actual main Filmcraft room. Yeah, should be fun. So I'll see you when I get back. Okay, that's the entrance, and now I'll begin on the room proper. See you soon. I just realised something, and I'm going to quickly go make this. I need a tape measure, because I've been counting everything out in my head, and I keep making mistakes because it's unfortunately 1:30 in the morning right now. And I keep making mistakes while counting blocks out in my head. So I am going to go deal with that. Turn that back on. So a tape measure comes from Bibliocraft. And to make one, we need a tape measure reel, which is 8 string around a piece of yellow dye. Yellow dye should be in here. We need a yellow flower. Do I seriously not have a yellow flower? I have red flowers. Okay, I'll be right back while I get a yellow flower. Alright, I have my 3 yellow flowers, and I just wanted to show you what this hall looks like now that I've moved out of it and I've made the repairs. So it's back to being completely blank. It's to be dressed up in the future, obviously. Okay, I'll see you soon. Alright, here we go. I'm going to make the tape reel now. I have my yellow dye and my 8 string, using my trusty craft pad. Cool. Now to make the rest of it, I just need the 4 iron. Easy peasy. 1, 2, 3, 4. Get out the trusty craft pad again, clear it manually because I still haven't remembered what that is, the hotkey. Tape measure. Awesome. So how this thing works is very simply, right click one block, puts down a marker. Go somewhere else. On my screen in the middle you can see the numbers 12 meters. That's where I'm standing. So if I then right clicked on that block, east to west, 12. Awesome. That's what I need. Okay, I'll see you later. Okay, so I have a big 33 by 33 room here with some cobblestone pillory type things in the corners. I'm sure it doesn't make a lot of sense right now, but as I continue to dig, I'm sure it will, and I'll be back soon. Alright, apparently I forgot to hit record, so let this be known. Okay, so I have this kind of circle that I've panned out in the middle, and I'm going to continue digging that out, so you didn't miss much. See you soon. Okay, we have the bare bones of it dug out, and we've got a little bit of spawnable area, but the majority of it is dug out. Obviously things like the roof need to be raised, and little bits of detail here and there, and we'll get to that eventually, but for the most part the whole thing is blocked out. And so, to explain what we're doing with this 33 by 33 room and why it's so huge. It's so huge partially because of details. I like to have nice walking spaces. Usually a minimum of 3 is a good walking space, I think. Feels nice to run around and don't feel hugely restricted. But importantly it's this, because this here will be the infusion altar for Thorncraft. And this central part of the altar has a 12 block radius from its center, so it's 12 blocks starting here moving outward. So if I count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, reaches this step right here. In that area, anything that you put down Thorncraft related which can cause instability will cause instability. That also goes for anything that will remove instability, can be effective in this 12 block area. Now, because I made it circular, it's not entirely true, because you'll see also that I dug out this area here, and that was intentional, that was a mistake. It was to let me know that anything within this block is, so anything here along these steps in particular do count towards instability and stuff. So when I get round to putting nice blocks in and things, I'll make sure that these corners actually stay there as both an aesthetic accent and to remind me that I can't put anything on the inside that isn't that might affect the altar, because I want a perfect altar. We're eventually going to get to doing Thormic Tinkerer Kami stuff, and Kami stuff needs really good stability for the higher end stuff, because some bad things can happen if you don't take care of the stability properly. So secondly, there's those weird cobblestone things that I put in the corners. Those are just aesthetic pillars. Those will look a lot better eventually once I use chisel and things to make them look better. They're not cobblestone again, they're just markers, much like the cobblestone there to mark out the infusion table. These big 9x9 areas, no, that isn't a reference to Dire, they just are a nice size. These 9x9 areas are workspaces, so I can put anything in these. For example, this one could be for a whole bunch of alembics, so I might want to put some alembic crafting here for making certain things that require what are they called? I can't even look them up because they're in the Thaumonomicon, but there's the machines that take aspects and produce items with those aspects. I can put them in there. And then for instance I can put my research area in here, or my wand recharging area in here. And then the third one, for example, could be the where I put all my watered jars. So I can put all my watered jars in here and have those all sorted and nice together. And then how I'd get those jars over here, it's either I'd carry them around, or more likely is I'd put an a aspect mirror attached to a block that is within range of the altar. Then it would be able to draw from wherever I have my water jars. So that's why the area is so big, and that's why the area is laid out like it is, because I think it leaves us plenty of room and opportunity to expand our Thaumcraft without having to make the room look ugly later on or completely change things. It's really good for growth, keeping growth in mind, not broth. So yeah, I'm just going to quickly check on the footage length, and if there's more to do we'll get started, and if not I'll have to call it here, but I'll be back. There is actually a tiny bit more we could squeeze in for this episode, but unfortunately I'm looking at the clock and I'm completely aware that I should be asleep. Little Roraxes need their sleep. So unfortunately I'm going to cut the episode here. It's going to be a little bit short, but I want to get it edited and uploading to you guys, and hopefully you'll be watching it by the time you're hearing this. Before tomorrow, where I'll be working on the next steps. So thank you all for watching, and I will see you next time. Bye.